Hi there. My name is David Richard. I am a Canadian citizen, and I'm doing this video because I wish that maybe this message may go and reach out to, presidents, prime ministers. So, to Mr. Donald Trump, um, I am a bit, not a bit, I am disappointed actually to a lot of things, but not just about you, our prime ministers, our provinces. There's lots of things. So don't take this personally. But when I see all of the fires, the tornadoes, the number of people that are in poverty in United States, I think that these people are looking forward into a president that will take care of them rather than cause a war between Canada and United States. Because I think they want their president to take care of their internal problems inside their country, because we're all humans. We're not just defined by our countries. We're not defined by the boundaries that we have done in history. We are defined by our nature. We are all having blood, a heart, a brain, skin. And I think that it's just fair to believe that the humans living in the United States area, they're looking up on you to take care of them. And I can tell you that probably most of those that are poor or those that are having a hard time paying their hospital bills, they're probably not even caring about the financial problems that can occur or even the tariffs that you're going to charge to Canada, because they want you to take care of them. So I would really, really think that you should rethink about causing unnecessary wars like that. They may not be nuclear or weapon wars, but as history has proven so many times, a war is never good at the end. There's always losses at the end. May there be lives that are at stake, that it can be physical or just as a life, a family that can just end up living in poverty, trying to make a family, their family strive to survive. These people, they need you. And I know that Canada is not perfect. Hey, I live in it, but I'm just this very low grade citizen. I don't have a position that's important. I'm just this normal guy uh, on disability because I'm autistic. So it's very difficult for me to do anything public. Although this video will go public, I am not publicly with people right now. And I believe that Mr. Trump, you should stop waging these unnecessary wars between the countries. And I've seen and read that you're complaining about fentanyl, but let me put it up this way: the fentanyl providers would not be able to provide if there would not be any users. So maybe it's a good thing to instead attack the providers, you attack the users, because if a person is using, no matter how big or small, they're the ones that should be punished or at least readapted, because there are these readaptation centers that exist where people can try to get off those drugs. So I think there's a lot of solutions to many of the problems that you show that can actually be done within your own country. And what's even more disturbing is when you're trying to get the 51st state being Canada. I mean, you're barely capable of taking care of the entire United States. Why would you add a 51st states, and if the 51st ones that you have are still not perfectly balanced in your territory because they all need you. I mean, if a country can see that another country is better in all cases, maybe they wouldn't be hassled too much about it. But when we look at US, seeing that you have legalized the usage of weapons and that there's a lot of killings through weapons and that Canada has stricter rules about them, we could say that we have better stuff than you, but this would not be nice. It's not something that we should compare. We just both countries have different visions about how things should be managed. So I think the most important is for you, Mr. Trump, manage your country first. Your people need you. Now, this is your part, Mr. Trump. I'm not saying we're better. I live in the province of Quebec. And see, they have this kind of weird thinking that they could be a country of their own. And in the midst of this crucial possible financial war with US, some of the Quebecers think that, hey, let's take ourselves out of Canada. Now that Canada needs support, they say that they're better off not supporting Canada. It's just plain stupid. We are part of this fabulous country. And I consider United States as our friends. Like, we're not enemies against the entire US. We're just not adhering to how you decide to try and solve things through those tariffications. Although I do find unfair certain trade legalities, because I've seen something about a 250% milk trade from Canada to US. Look, I find it as stupid as everyone. To me, the United States, they're humans as much as Canada. And I think people on this earth tend to forget that we are humanity. We are humans. We are not defined just by a nation. We're defined by simply existing as human beings on this earth and this planet. When I think about Russia at war, like, why don't you take care of your own country first? Stop trying to get other countries when you're barely capable of taking care of your own. Every country has poverty, have health issues. Every country have disasters. Take care of those. Your people are looking upon you leaders. And this is not a message to just US or Canada. This is the entire world. Gosh, leaders, you have been voted in place. And if you're not voted because that's not part of your country's ways, you are still a leader of your country. And your people look up on you to take care of them. And I find it very unethical and irresponsible for people blasting out lots of stuff on Facebook, shelling out their opinions about, well, I won't say the words, but they're pretty harsh on blaming their leaders of not being something. I cannot blame my leaders. I may be not agreeing with everything my prime minister does, but I am not the prime minister. And as I can see through our legal ways, I am entirely capable to propose myself as a leader. But I'm not doing it. I let these people do it. So I must entrust them and stop spitting on them just because I think that their views are not the same as mine. We are all allowed to be speaking. We have the freedom of speech, and this is something beautiful that we have as general Americans, North and South Americans. We have this freedom of speech. We're capable of having everyone name what they feel And I think this is important for me to note that I think that this tariffication of war against the other countries from you, Mr. Trump, is absolutely unnecessary. And for whatever reasons Canadians may have weird tariffications to US too, I don't find it as better. I'm just a normal Canadian. My best way to live is with a simple computer. My autism uh, has a lot of things around it, and my special interest is on my computer creating games whatsoever. And knowing that the simple fact of buying a computer part can jump from hundreds to thousands of dollars more for something that is worth a lot less. It's disturbing. It's harming me, and I'm just someone low. Imagine all the others that are trying to buy anything that could be aluminum related or any other products that transfers between US and Canada. And I'm thinking about the US citizens. These people are buying stuff from us. They're affected. They're human beings living their normal lives, trying to make their families live. Why do we need this unnecessary war? There's no question on that. That's pretty rhetorical. We don't need that. You, as a leader, no matter who you are responsible for your nation and to make sure that the war is not going to arrive at your doors, no matter what type of war it is. Lives are at stake, and these lives are looking up onto you to take care of them and make sure that they survive one other day of their life, that they can have that they can happen to live another moment where their family, their friends, where going out to a restaurant is not something that will become super expensive just because of governmental laws that have been implemented. Because as stupid as it may be, that's what can happen. If you start pricing metals and precious goods that are used to build, well, restaurants and groceries, they need to pay more to get these things repaired, which are the machines used to keep the food refrigerated inside groceries or to make the food in restaurants. The little tariffications, or big ones in this case, can have big impacts in the littlest of things. And this makes people like us, normal citizens, that don't care about other country problems. It's useless. Like, I'm just trying to live. That's all. I'm a family that's very simple. We're striving with our medical stuff, striving with our children at school. We're trying to make the best out of everything. And yet, we have a government in one country trying one thing, a government in our country trying another thing, and gosh, for us in Quebec, even a government in our country trying to do, in our province, I mean, trying to do something against their own country. That's unnecessary. Can we just l- give our leaders this moment where they can try to take care of us, stop going against them, and encourage them? We're just normal people. If you think you have better ideas than your government, then the next time you get your country, let's rephrase, the next time your country permits a vote for your head replacement of the country, give your name. That's it. Complete the paperwork, get your team, your party. You don't need much money for that. You just need your will. Human will is the best thing that can happen for things to happen. And I will speak to you, US citizens. If you don't agree with what your government is doing, or you could be as little as not very much care about what he's doing, you're allowed to stand up as one voice, as a country, to prove your president that what he's doing is wrong. You're allowed to do that. It's part of your rights. Maybe there's certain procedures to do to make those rights legal, but it's still part of your rights. But I'm not saying to just throw everyone out, because no matter what you can think about it, I'm going to add this for Mr. Trump. He has had legal issues with the justice. And amongst all of what happened in his life, he managed to get through a second term of presidency, even though things were unfavorable. I cannot deny the willingness and the strength that this guy is putting to get to his goal. So if he's capable, everyone is capable as humans. And me, this video is my way, my capacity right now to send a message not only to US, to Canada, to the Quebecers, but also to everyone in the world, and most of all the leaders of each country. No matter how your country works, your people, and I'm repeating it, your people in your country are looking up on you to take care of them, their health, their security, and to make sure that war will never knock on their doors. That's your responsibles. And it's also your responsibility to make sure that you don't knock on other people's doors to cause wars. War is just not an answer, no matter if it's financial or physical. No matter how you find it, we are all humans. And us, humans, we are the ones providing you that power. Without us, your citizens, you would not have anyone to take care of. You would not have a position. You would not have an army. We are what makes every nation. And this should be respected by every leader, no matter in which country you are, and no matter if people can vote for you or not. If you're a leader, the people below you are those that make you a leader. So, I don't know how far this message will go, but I just hope that the people concerned, at least near my country, will think about the effects that their words and decisions have towards other countries and the humans living within. I'm David Richard, a Quebec Canadian citizen, but I define myself more as a human than a Canadian. And I think every one of us is like this. There's no skin colors, there's no braided eyes or not. None of that. Every nation brings its richness into this world, maybe by goods or even by culture. Every nation is special and good and brings something new, a breath of fresh air to everyone. And we need absolutely every single human on this earth. Everyone. Thank you.